They wanted you to believe the lie. They put out news that they took your power, but they can't take your power. You just stopped using it. If we are on the same timeline, this is going to stick. As a child, you were different. No, seriously. You were curious, eager to learn, and quick to learn. There was excitement in exploring. Didn't matter the subject, you asked questions without fear. You played. You played without hesitation. And did I say you were a quick learner? Didn't matter. Symbols, numbers, sounds, patterns. Your mind, a sponge. You were open to receive and learn everything. But then something happened. The teachers, they taught. Not all at once, because it would have been too much. They followed the curriculum. And if you go down that rabbit hole far enough, you'll understand. School to prison pipeline, hell, Hill McGraw, go look it up. And slowly, they started introducing more and more that made you learn less and less. Then you stopped going outside so much. You stopped laughing. You started second guessing yourself. Not because you lost anything, but they taught you to pay attention. Not even gonna hold you. I was bad at that. But responsibilities came in, expectations. You were graded. And then the opinions. Like, did you really need a conference at 5 years old? And you still had natural curiosity, so they played to your sexuality and your gender. And that natural curiosity faded, faded to the background, like those old TVs with the bulbs dimming out. Yes, you're still there. Yeah, but dim. Even a dunce. Remember that? They wanted you to either put on your thinking cap or your dimming cap, just so you're not so bright. But here is the truth. If you stayed childlike, innocent in your mind, your bright light does not ever dim. But if you allow the bills, stress, information overload, and still other people's expectations get to you, you end up buried under the noise. Now let's go back a little bit. What you were actually learning as a child, let's talk about it. You were learning to be yourself. Not how to think, but how you think. Not how to move, but how you move. Not how to solve, but how you solve. How to experience this world, the world. That was supposed to be the real education. Your elements. You. Okay, so there's not a lot of time. So we're going to cover a lot of ground in a short period. You don't need to go back and become childlike again, but you need to operate in that same energy, that same curiosity. You need to deep dive into who you are now and ask questions again. Try things again, new things. Start paying attention to those things that you notice, because what you may call just insignificant may be significant. What you feel, what you're drawn to, all of those things also have energy signatures, and they're bringing your awareness to it. That's metacognition, you being the observer of your thoughts. So when you recognize things that have energy and your mind connects to it, what are you really seeing? You're observing in real time, without blinders, even without instruction. Because when you reconnect to the curiosity, you're going to start learning something very important again: how to fine tune yourself. And fine tuning your being helps you to fine tune with nature, because you'll move different, with more intention, more awareness, more in alignment with what is for you. As much as a particular group wants to be called the so-called elite, there is something apparent that they haven't mastered yet. And maybe because no one told them, or maybe because they didn't know how to practice it, but there's a certain curiosity, a certain level of awareness that they have not obtained yet. And so therefore you have some time to reclaim your power, because the trickery was to tell you you didn't have any power. But the proof is you're still here. You have all power. And it's just up to you to turn the brightness back up, which is what they don't want you to know you can do. So let me ask you a question. What is something that you can do today to bring your childlike innocence back. I got it. You got bills, you got trauma, you got things going on. You might even got your own children now. But you got to get back to natural curiosity in a childlike way, reconnecting to how you think, how you move, how you learn, because you're going to need your clarity. And that's the message. That's it. That's all. Bye, baby.